So this is how to shorten or repair window blinds. So if you look, these are broken and these are broken. You'll want to count how many are broken and see from the bottom the ones that are unbroken if you have enough where you won't go above the window. So I counted them, I counted 10, and I found it to be around here, so it's fine because this will add the space of about 1. So now you'll want to remove the blinds. These are the newer types. So what you'll want to do is push this piece out on both sides. And then you'll go from the back, push it back and down. Alright, so I found an easier way. So what you'll do is you'll first push it forward from the top, and as you're pushing forward you want to press forward on this. And then you leave your hand from the top, and as you're pressing down on this you pull back. Alright, I've gotten it off. You also want to take out this thing. You just twist it and pull it off. Alright, so I'm just going to make it easier. So as you can see, it's in a hole. You want to turn around like so, and then push it out. Alright, so now all you'll need are some small pliers, and I have like cat nail clippers to make removing this a bit easier. So now that it's stretched out, this one already did it. Pull out that string, and if you look here, there's a string on the bottom, a string in the middle, and a string at the top. You want to take the string in the middle and try to feed it through so it comes out that side. Or just take your pliers and just wedge it in there and move it until you have a good grip and pull it out. Alright, once you've got both of them out, both of the strings, you want to look at the knot very closely to see how they tighten it. You don't have to do it the exact same way, but I'm just gonna try and do it the same way. I just realized you don't need this at all, and since it's gonna be shorter because we're gonna replace these missing pieces with the pieces on the bottom, you can just cut it off if you are having a hard time with this knot. So once you've got both knots removed, you will go and look to where the top broken piece is. So for me it's this one, and then you'll top and the middle strand and pull it all the way out. Then go on the other side, find that same one, take out the middle strand. And now all of the blinds will slide out. Now what's important is once you go to put these in, you have to make sure they're all in the same direction. Otherwise you'll have to take it apart all again and put it back together. Alright, this is the boring part. So now you're going to have to take out all the pieces that you just took out and sort them to find which ones are broken and which ones are not broken. So I've sorted all the good ones over there. As you can see, they have both the bottom holes and the top holes, and these are the bad ones. They all break at the holes. So I also took the strings and put them up so they don't get in the way, and you'll make sure of the orientation of these. It's very important, otherwise you'll have to undo everything again. So now you just put them in one by one until you run out of good ones. Alright, something else that's important is as you're putting these in, you want to make sure that you're putting them in all 3 spots, and make sure that you don't skip one of them. So if you look, it's at this part of the ladder instead of that one. If I put it in that one, then I would have skipped one. You want to make sure on all of them. An easy way to check is to just pull back on it, and as you can see, it's pulling on all 3 strings. That means it's done properly. I purposely put in this one wrong, and when I pull back on it from the middle, those 2 strings are tight on the right, but that left one is loose because I skipped a ladder. Another thing you don't want to mess up is if you don't want to twist any of the ladder thingies. I'm only calling them that, I don't know what they're actually called. But if you look, it's twisted and not straight. It's twisted like that. It should be the other way around, which will bind it up. Alright, so now you'll want to straighten them up by pulling this bottom piece and lining them up from the edges so that these holes are aligned with this ladder thingy. You also want to check one last time to make sure they're all in the same direction. This line is completely straight, that one and that one. So I've gotten everything straight. So now what you'll do is you'll take this string and put it through each of these holes. Preferably, you want to have them all on the outside, so this string will be on the left side, that string will be on the right side, and go all the way down through each of these one by one. You also don't want to go back and forth like that. You want to keep on putting in from the bottom all the way through. Otherwise it's gonna make it a bit harder to pull it up and down. To save you some time, you can pull 2 at a time and line up the hole, so you can do 2 at once instead of just 1, like that. And then you'll just put the hole through 2 instead of 1, so it takes you less time. So I undid this side and decided to put it on the inside instead of the outside of this ladder thing, because that's how I found it. It was up there before I took any of this off. So now I'm going to also do it on the inside. It's going to be a bit loose if you do this side on the inside and that side on the outside, because it's going to make it a bit more easy to slide that way. So if you do the inside on this side, do the inside on that side. If you do the outside on that side, do the outside on that side as well. Alright, I've got both all the way through. You just want to tug on them to make sure it's all good. And now you'll remove this thingy, and that thingy. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm taking the plier and pulling up on the string so then I can pull it out. So I just put these on there. You don't want to press at all. You just want to twist it back and forth until it pops off. If you press, you'll cut it and ruin it. So now you just do the same with the other 2. So this thing just slides out like the other things, and now you'll just slide it back into these ladder things. This does only go in one way, so the one with the small hole goes towards the top, the one with the big hole towards the bottom. So once you've got it all done, you'll take this string, pull it out to make sure it's straight, and then feed it through from the top hole and make sure it comes out the bottom hole. Alright, so once you've got it fed on both sides, you'll take this plastic piece, make sure it's facing that way, and just feed the string all the way through it until you get the plastic piece right about there. but you don't put it in yet. Do that on both sides. Alright, so this is the hard part. You'll have to tie a knot on this string and that string in the same spot so that once you pull this back on the knots and these hold, that this piece isn't that way or that way. Actually, just put in the two plastic pieces first because it's going to make it easier. You can cut this off right now if you want. Don't cut it off right here. Cut it off like right here and tie a knot so it doesn't unravel itself. So when you go to install this, if you notice there's a notch in there, that notch is supposed to go like that so that the string is held in the notch. So once you have the string in the notch, you'll push it in there and you just go in easy. So I found how to make sure the knots are about the same length so that this stays level. So what I did is I would take two fingers like so and turn back until I've taken them out, and then tie a knot right at the end. So as you can see, there's one knot right here, and I just kept on putting knots on that same knot until it gets bigger. Alright, so now I'm just gonna cut these strings off and leave a bit of extra just in case I mess up. Alright, and now I'm also going to cut it right here and here. Alright, so now you'll just take your knot, wrap around so that the extra string is pointing inwards, and put it inside. Once you've got it inside, you just pull on this to get it all the way in, like so. As you can see, I messed up and it's sideways. That side is more tight than this side, so I'm just gonna take out the knot from this side and move it up that way a bit. Alright, now it's level. Took quite some time, but I had to squish this down so I could pull on this string and get it tighter. So now it's pretty good. Make sure this is pointing towards you, the adjuster thingy. Alright, so you'll get the thing put up there. You'll make sure that it goes in that small groove on both sides. It's centered, and then you'll twist it forward. Alright, you should hear a click. You'll see that the middle piece on the bottom is now holding it. Alright, as you can see, now there aren't any more missing or broken pieces. Yeah, I kinda miscalculated the bottom, but it's fine. Alright, so now you'll make sure it's sideways, get the thing in the hole, and just push on it until it pops in. There. Alright, all good. Thanks for watching. Please don't be too harsh on me on the comments because this was my first time.